What is up, sports fans? My name is J.K. Zuski. You can call me Jake Iggy or Iggy for short. And this is Iggy's Sports Talk. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in to another episode of Iggy's Sports Talk. And before I forget, don't forget on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go and subscribe and give me a rating. I'd really appreciate any support that you can give to this podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube as well, don't forget, subscribe, give me a like, because I post new videos every single week. So let's get into the podcast. And today, I have a very special guest for each and every one of you. His name is Frank Fleming, Frank the Tank from Barstool. And I'm super excited to talk to him about the Miami Dolphins season and also his reaction to what the Mets have been doing so far this offseason. So let's listen to the conversation that I had with Frank. How you doing today?
All right, just finished taking down my Christmas tree.
There you go. How'd that go? Big process?
Went all right.
Good to hear. How was your Christmas? How was your holidays?
It was decent. It was decent.
Good to hear. Did you do anything fun, or did COVID kind of screw it up?
COVID basically ruins everything.
Has your 2021 been doing it? Been going any better than 2020?
Well, Mets just got Lindor, although who knows when baseball season is going to start. I heard Manfred wants wants baseball to end. Period.
Yeah, I've heard that you're not a huge fan of Manfred.
I hate Rob Manfred. He sucks.
How'd you like how he dealt with the reopening of the MLB this past season, and he just wasn't able to agree on the money and everything.
He's a moron.
Especially calling the World Series trophy a piece of plastic.
Piece of tin.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Do you think that they're gonna try and vote him out? Do you think that they're gonna try and vote him out?
I don't know. He's a total moron. But usually, Jerry Reinsdorf is right behind him, and Jerry Reinsdorf has all the power.
Right. I miss Bud Selig, but thank God Manfred's at least trying to make the game a little bit quicker.
Doesn't need to be quicker.
What do you think the game needs?
What was that?
I said, what do you think the game needs?
Just to be left alone. It's fine.
I agree. What do you think about I'm curious, what do you think about like guys like Trevor Bauer and like Tim Anderson and them trying to like build up a following on social media to help, build the brand of the MLB?
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny especially when Bauer tries to troll people on Twitter. I don't know if you saw what he did to Heyman a week ago.
No, I didn't see what he did to Heyman.
Yeah, Heyman was predicting how much money he was going to be getting. I think it was like $30 or $40 million a year. That's what Heyman tweeted out, and Trevor goes, "Well, why don't you go and ask my agent?" and tagged his agent. He's like, I'm pretty sure I haven't had any of these numbers run by me yet.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, what was your reaction this morning when the Mets traded for Lindor?
Well, I was pretty pleased. I thought it was a very good trade.
Are you happy that they also got Carrasco?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely help out their pitching staff. But do you think Lindor is going to help them be able to get over the hump, and especially against the Dodgers if they get to the NLCS?
That might be a little tough right now. Who knows how the Mets pitching stacks up next year?
Yeah, exactly.
Pitching is a weak spot.
Right.
The Mets lineup right now is pretty good.
Right.
If they add Springer, they might even be even better.
Did you like Brody Van Wagen when he was the GM these past 2 years?
He just didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was completely incompetent. He was a buffoon. A snake oil salesman.
Right. I remember everybody blew up on him, especially how he acted during the Cespedes situation. But that situation was unlike anything I've ever seen.
Well, that was just bad.
I still can't believe.
was ridiculous.
Are you happy? Are you happy with the new ownership and like sort of what was your reaction when Steve Cohen bought the team?
It was a change that's very welcome. The Wilpons weren't just cheap; they were just bad people too. They should have been forced to tell the team when the whole you know they should have been forced to tell the team when the Madoff thing happened. You know,
Hmm.
this happens every year. You take down all the Christmas tree, you put up all the Christmas decorations, and there's always one fucking thing that just after you put everything away, it goes, "Hi there, look at
Exactly.
me, Merry Christmas."
Do you have a lot of sports ornaments?
Oh yeah,
A lot of them.
yeah,
Because aren't your favorite teams it's the Nets, the Devils, the Mets, and the Dolphins, right?
yes,
Perfect. And what other do you have just like scattered ornaments that you have from like your childhood that you put up as well?
yeah. Maybe not that much.
That makes sense. I always try to get an ornament everywhere I go just to remember like the memories throughout the year. You know what I mean?
I have 1986 World Championship ornament.
Oh, that's cool. Hopefully they can make a 2021 World Series ornament for you.
That would be nice.
That'd be real nice. I was wondering also with the Mets ownership topic, what would have been your thoughts if A-Rod and J-Lo were the ones who bought the team?
The Mets would probably be falling apart.
That's what you think. Yeah, because I couldn't believe that A-Rod's name came up, especially with I mean the rivalry between the Mets and the Yankees, and I mean I've never heard A-Rod ever really be intrigued by the Mets other than that he grew up liking the team. That's about it.
Yeah, and I just this would have been just a toy for J Lo. It would have been it would, and supposedly they would have kept the Wilpons in charge.
I actually saw that J-Lo was going to be in charge of the baseball sort of decisions, and it wasn't going to be A-Rod. I was so confused by that when that came out.
Yeah, that was going to be a fiasco.
I couldn't believe it. How about the new guy that the Mets hired as the general manager? A little bit more analytical, driven. I think he'll definitely help out the team.
Yeah,
I think he's a good fit.
Sandy's really in charge, but
Right. You must
it's
be happy to have him back.
definitely a big change going on.
Yeah. You must happy to have Sandy back though.
Well, his hands are tied last time. Hopefully this time it'll be better.
Yeah, I hope so. Funny enough, as you can see behind me, I'm a big Red Sox fan. But when the one time that I went to when I went to Citi Field, it actually felt very similar to the Fenway atmosphere, where everybody when they got a hit would jump up and would cheer. And I was very surprised because the next night I went to Yankee Stadium and everybody was on their phones and had no clue what was happening.
Like I said, Met fans are the true heart of New York.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was wondering also, what'd you think on the about the Dolphins season this year? Definitely very surprising.
They made progress, but that ending was certainly very disappointing.
Yeah, I'm surprised how much their defense let up on that last game because their defense was
Their
looking real
defense
good.
was the best. It
Yeah.
was the best in the regular season.
Were you happy with their free agent acquisitions? I'm guessing because they spent a lot of money on the free agent market, but I mean they had it.
They were decent. Agba had a good year. Van Noy was kind of here and there. Byron
Hmm.
Jones had a good year.
What was your thoughts of Tua?
Uh, he needs to definitely needs to improve.
Yeah. Do you think the Dolphins made a mistake in drafting him?
No, I just think he needs a lot of work.
I agree with that. Yeah, because a lot of people were giving him crap, especially after those few starts that he made. And I mean, you can't blame the guy. I mean, he started in week 8.
Yeah, and Chan Gailey being let go. I think they're going to try to get a more offensive corner that could work with him better. It seemed that sometimes he was tentative to.
That's what it seemed like.
That might have been just from the way Chan Gailey was calling his plays.
Yeah, I agree with that. And especially with like COVID stuff, and you can also mention like the left-handed quarterback thing.
Coming back from hip surgery, so
Right.
if he gets a full off season where he could work, hopefully he could be a lot better.
I agree with that. I bet you're a big fan of Fitzmagic.
Well, he's definitely got like a certain quality. He finds a way.
Especially that comeback. I forget which game exactly that was, but that crazy comeback that he made.
Well, yeah, against the Raiders when he
Right.
had his face mask pulled.
That was crazy. I think that's definitely one of the best plays of 2020.
Something to remember, definitely.
100%. Do you think Flores should win the head coach of the year?
If they would have made the playoffs, yes. But to me, I think fighting cancer, fighting a slow start, and even though it was 7-9, win that division, I think you might have to give it to Ron Rivera.
I agree with that. Especially with everything that he went through. I actually saw on your 2020 Tank Awards that they gave Dwayne Haskins the biggest bust. I completely agree with that.
To basically get rid of him before essentially a playoff game like that just tells you that there is deeper issues than just his play.
1,000%, yeah.
And Alex Smith is not 100%. Alex Smith is one hit away from being crippled.
Yeah, he seems like he limps to the sideline after almost every single drive. He always makes me nervous.
His leg is fucked up.
Yeah.
They fixed it. He's able to walk. He's able to play somehow.
I don't know how.
He almost died. The leg. He's had 17 surgeries on that leg. He will not be back next year. I think the fact that he just gets to retire with a playoff game is a good send off.
Exactly. Better than I bet he ever imagined too. Did you see that documentary? Did you see that documentary? Unreal.
I mean, it's just oof.
You definitely can't eat during that documentary either.
I haven't seen the documentary, but I've heard about what he's gone through.
Yeah, the documentary, they show everything. Like half of his leg open. I was like in the middle of eating dinner. I'm like, nope, got to put this away. That's not
What
going to
channel
work.
was this documentary on?
E60.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was able to find it online somehow. I don't know where, but what are your thoughts on the MVP race for the NFL?
I'm gonna give. I think it should be Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, I agree with that. If it was a quarterback, I'd pick Aaron Rodgers, but they always give it to quarterbacks.
Yeah, of course.
I was really surprised with Josh Allen's play though, especially this year. I didn't think he was going to improve as much as he did.
I mean, Derrick Henry, 2,000 yards. I think that's who you have to give it to.
Yeah, I completely agree. He's honestly, in my opinion, the only other than Christian McCaffrey, the only running back that deserves a massive contract like he has, because I mean we saw what happened with Zeke this year. I mean that was embarrassing.
Zeke, I don't know what the hell's going on there.
I mean, he was fumbling the football like left and right. It was crazy.
Yep. And he doesn't appear to be in the best of shape.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's crazy with that Cowboys offense, like how much really they're paying everybody. Obviously, Dak is the heart and soul of that offense, but with how much they're paying everybody, I was surprised, with the lack of play at least.
They certainly Dak showed his value this year.
Exactly. If there was anybody in the playoffs, because they're coming up this next week, other than the Chiefs, as anybody could predict, but other than the Chiefs, who do you think has the best chance to win the Super Bowl?
Bills.
Bills. I agree with that. Who do you think is going to represent the NFC?
I don't know. Maybe the Saints.
I could see that. I heard earlier this past week that a lot of people think that Breeze is probably going to retire.
Yes, I think this will be the end of his career.
You think so?
Yes.
Do you think Taysom Hill is going to take over at quarterback?
They're going to try.
I was impressed with his quarterback play, honestly.
Yeah, they might keep Jameis Winston around though. I think there's a chance that he comes in there next year. That they didn't want to throw him out there this year, but they'll a full off season they'll try to bring him.
Right, I agree. It's crazy the amount of quarterback options there are nowadays. I mean, like, who would have thought that, there's going to be all these guys up for pickings, like Carson Wentz, Cam Newton, Dwayne Haskins, just out for picking.
Yep.
How do you like your Nets so far?
It's been up and down so far. They don't have Durant for 4 games because of the COVID protocols.
Right.
And Kyrie Irving tonight said, I'm taking it personal day.
How do you like Kyrie so far?
Fucking weird. That man is so fucking weird.
Yeah. What do you think about what he did at TD Garden during the preseason game when he was lighting that thing and was walking around?
As I said, the guy is completely completely cracked in the head.
You must have been hyped when both of them signed though, because I mean the Nets
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because I mean it's been tough for the Nets the past 5
I
to 10
actually
years.
found out about it that they were going to sign with the Nets at a Mets game.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. What was your reaction like when you saw it? Were you like, holy crap?
Yeah, that was my reaction.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean they've been playing unreal at least at the start. I mean each of them were easily getting 30 points a game.
2 games they played well, and then they've been in a slump since.
Yeah, I agree.
They're 4-4 and playing the Sixers today, and they're probably going to lose to the Sixers.
What would be your thoughts if they started getting in those serious talks again for James Harden?
That could be heaven or that could be hell.
Yeah, I agree. When I heard the potential trade package for him and saw those first round picks, I just thought back to the Pierce Garnett.
Yes. I mean, it took them the Nets 5 years of just being uncompetitive and hopeless, kind of like the Houston Texans are right now.
Yep. That brings up another good topic. Do you think Deshaun will be the quarterback under center for the Texans in 2021?
That's 50-50.
50-50. And if he did play for another team, who do you think it would be? I'm hoping and praying it's my Patriots.
I don't know who it's going to be, but the Texans might have to trade him.
I won't be surprised.
Because look, they don't have they gave the 3 pick and the 36 pick to the Dolphins, and they got Kenny Stills, who was released, and Laramie Tunsil, who is just a notorious underachiever.
Right.
I mean, that trade was just horrific.
Awful. Hey, Kenny Stills always seems to find a way back to Miami. It seems like he's in Miami every other year.
I mean, the Tunsil trade was at the end of the day is just going to be just a disaster for the Texans.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
as a Dolphins fan, when they started trading everybody away like 3 years ago, we were like, oh geez, this again? We have to go through another rebuild.
no, I was at that point ready for it.
You're ready for it?
Yeah, here it is. It was Tunsil, Kenny Stills, a 4th-round pick in exchange for 2 first-round picks, a 2nd-round pick, and 2 other players.
Wow. That's Bill O'Brien for you.
He's only played in 1 Pro Bowl in his career. Okay, no, he made the Pro Bowl again this year.
Oh,
but
okay.
Come on, he's just the Texans are a disaster.
It's funny how
disaster.
They gave up that much capital for an offensive lineman, and their biggest issue still is offensive line.
Yeah. Kenny Stills is actually on the Bills practice squad right now.
Oh, right now?
Yep. Well, the Texans released him in the middle of the year.
I knew that he was in the AFC East somewhere. I couldn't pinpoint where.
I mean, you gave up 2 first-round picks and a 2nd-round pick for Laramie Tunsil.
When you say it like that, it makes it sound real bad.
You gave up 3 draft picks, 3 first and 2nd-round draft picks. And by the way, you got back a 3rd-round pick in David Johnson for DeAndre Hopkins.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
I mean, Bill O'Brien, the damage he did to the Texans.
Unreal. Did you? I don't know if you saw it. Fox Sports, I think it was. They made a post saying that the Texans were eliminated from the playoffs, and the picture that was in the post was DeAndre Hopkins on the Cardinals.
Because that trade that trade made no sense.
No sense at all. I still can't believe it. And then he tried to help by getting Brandon Cooks, which Cooks did like nothing this year.
The Texans need to do right by J.J. Watt, either cut him or trade him.
Yeah, I agree.
And then they have to ask themselves a question: How much will the draft capital they can get back for Deshaun Watson help begin the rebuild process?
I mean, it seems like that team has been trying to figure it out for years. I remember when they handed over massive amounts of money to Brock Osweiler, and they thought he was going to be the fix. Remember that? And then the Browns traded a 5th-round pick to get Brock Osweiler and a 2nd-round pick.
No.
So funny.
The Texans traded a 2nd-round pick.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
To get a 5th-round pick.
That's what it was.
For the Browns to take Brock Osweiler.
That's what it was. That's hilarious.
And Bill O'Brien wasn't fired after that.
Nope. I got to get your thoughts on Adam Gase, because I bet you're pretty fired up about him.
Oh, he sucks.
I still can't believe the Jets hired him after he was god awful with the Dolphins.
Neither can I.
I couldn't believe it. Do you think he's one of the biggest reasons why they were so awful this year, just because of the play calling and the mismanagement?
Oh no, it's not just that. The Jets are just dysfunctional.
Yeah, I agree. That culture's awful. Do you think he's ever going to get another coaching job in the NFL?
Head coaching, no.
I agree. I saw a report that funny enough, him or Bill O'Brien, Adam Gase or Bill O'Brien could be the offensive coordinator for Alabama with Nick Saban next year.
I'd put more money on it being Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, I agree. I figured I'd get you fired up about Adam Gase because the whole J.J.E. and
yes, Bill O'Brien was actually briefly the coach at Penn State after the Joe Paterno fiasco.
Right, I remember that.
He coached under Belichick in New England, and he just was a failure in Houston. And the Texans just kept him around way too long.
I agree. I completely agree. I was wondering, when did you first start doing the taste tests for Barstool?
I've been doing taste tests for a few years, but I turned it into high gear after when the pandemic started.
I love those videos because you take those reviews pretty seriously. Especially the soda ones. I love the soda ones. I'm always interested to hear what you say.
I mean, the Texans, what a total fiasco.
I don't know when they're going to be a winning team again next. I mean, they got to figure it out. Last thing that I was curious about is if the Dolphins could do anything to help them be a winning team and a team that makes it far into the playoffs next year. What do you think that they got to do this offseason?
Who's this?
The Dolphins.
I think they just got to surround talent around Tua so he could get a real shot to see what he's like.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be able to see it with Devontae Parker, but it seemed like he kept on getting double teamed.
Devontae Parker just isn't that good. He's a good second receiver. They need a better number one.
I agree. So I hope everybody did enjoy that conversation with Frank, and I really do appreciate everybody tuning in to this episode of Iggy's Sports Talk. I do post a new podcast every single week. So like I said at the start of the podcast, don't forget on either Spotify or Apple Podcasts to subscribe and also give me a ranking because it would really mean a lot. And also on YouTube, I do post every single week. So if you could subscribe over there, if you do like the video version a little bit more, I'd really appreciate it as well. I hope everybody has a great rest of their week, and I will see you guys next time.